right, good morning and welcome. It's Corporate Governance Platform brought to you by the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, ICSAN. I am Funmi Omoburiu. All right, let me quickly remind you that ICSAN is the leading recognized professional body in Nigeria that is dedicated to enhancing the status and practice of corporate governance and public administration. Today on the program, we want to look at the chairman's responsibilities as the leader of the board. The chairman's responsibilities as the leader of the board. And our guest is Mrs. ABISOYE FADAHUNSI, FCIS, Vice Chairman, Abuja Chapter of ICSAN. Good morning, Mrs. FADAHUNSI.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Very well, thank you. Hope you're doing great as well.
Yes, very fine. All
right, thank you.
I'm happy to be here today.
Thank you so much for joining us. And with me in the studio, I have Mr. Kayode Ketefe, FCIS, Head of Research, ICSAN. Good morning, Mr. Ketefe.
Good morning, Funmi. Good morning to you, our guest, Mrs. ABISOYE, FADAHUNSI, FCIS, and all our loyal listeners. Good morning to you.
All right, we're going to take this message and we'll be right back. Just stay here.
The world is constantly evolving into a knowledge-based economy where skills and competencies constitute the lifeblood of public and corporate governance. You therefore need to empower yourself to fit into this new world by gaining basic knowledge and improving your skill set in the governance-focused disciplines. That is why every aspiring as well as practicing professional in governance field needs ICSAN.
ICSAN. What is ICSAN?
ICSAN is a leading statutorily established professional body dedicated to enhancing the status and practice of corporate governance and public administration. ICSAN members are trained as chartered secretaries and administrators.
Who are chartered secretaries and administrators?
Chartered secretaries are high-ranking governance professionals with a broad base of skills, unique amongst other professions. They are trained in law, finance, accounting, administration, strategy development, and corporate governance. In today's world, chartered secretaries and administrators discharge a wide range of duties and responsibilities, including functioning as chairmen of companies, executive directors, non-executive directors, company secretaries, risk managers, compliance managers, board evaluators, and corporate governance evaluators.
That is interesting. How then do I become a chartered secretary and administrator?
Good. Go to the Institute's website, www.icsan.org. You can also visit the National Secretariat of ICSAN at Plot 6, Elephant Cement Way, Alausa, Ikeja, Lagos, to get full information on how to become members. ICSAN, the hub of governance professionals.
All right, ICSAN, the hub of governance professionals. As I said earlier, we're looking at the chairman's responsibilities as the leader of the board. All right, Mrs. FADAHUNSI, let's look at the basic roles of the chairman of the board of directors.
Yes, looking at the basic role, let's first know who a chairman is. The chairman is the individual who leads the board of directors. His main roles as a chairman is he plays the vital role in guiding the organization's governance, and he gives them the strategic direction. And also, without the chairman, we will not be able to ensure effective communication between the management and the board. Which shows that the chairman is the bridge between the board and the management team. He actually oversees the development and implementation of the company, like the main objective and the long-term goals, strategic goals of the company. For a chairman, he has to be a non-executive director of the company, so he doesn't have a management role within the company, but his main role is to focus on the governance, providing independent guidance to the board, and then he actually will represent the board in some official matters. So he is a bridge between the board and the management, and he will make sure that the organization adheres strongly to good governance practices and their compliance with the law. So as a chairman, he must ensure effective operation of the board so that the board works as a group towards achieving the company's strategic objectives.
All right, great. Now, in what ways are these roles different from those of the managing director?
Like I earlier said, he is a non-executive director of the company, and his roles are very distinct, and he serves different purposes in terms of responsibilities and focus. For the managing director, he is always the one for the day-to-day operation of the company, and his own is definitely different because as the chairman, he will focus more on governance, on leadership, and oversight as the non-executive director. So for the MD, he will focus more on execution, operation, which is the day-to-day management of the organization. So the chairman's role is very distinct and different from the managing director.
Is it possible to serve as the chairman and also the managing director in some instances, although the Nigeria Code of Corporate Governance 2018, the recommendation is that the roles should be separated?
No, it's actually, according to the Code of Conduct, Section 3, it says that you should not go on to be the chairman of the same company when you are the MD. The only reason, exception circumstances is for the board to decide that a former MD, if you're already a former MD, you could actually be, but you must have a cool-off period of like 3 years before you can become the MD, the managing director.
All right. Now, the code also provides that the chairman is responsible for ensuring that management provides the directors with accurate, timely, and adequate information. Let's look at the significance of this provision.
Yeah, in that aspect, we already know that for the chairman, he should be like the guardians. He's the bridge between the board and the management. So the significance of this provision is that he is the chairman that gives the informed decision for both performance and strategic planning and risk management. And he is also for his accountability and transparency. So the provision is very, very significant because there must be accountability and transparency. Then it empowers direction to fulfill the responsibility and enhance accountability and also contribute to long-time success and sustainability of the organization. So this shows that the chairman's responsibility is very key in providing direction for us to get accurate, timely, and adequate information for the directors.
All right, let's look at the likely consequences if a board is headed by a somewhat incompetent or overbearing chairman.
Well, that's a very strong one because this can lead to serious negative consequences for the organization. Because first and foremost, there might be poor decision making. This is because there'll be lack of knowledge or skills, and then decisions might actually be delayed, which is harmful to our company. Then there might be lack of accountability, which can lead to underperformance of the company. Then there might also be a situation of decreased board morals and engagement, which is also a negative one for the company. Given the Code of Conduct already even stated it's very harmful to the organization if we have an incompetent or overbearing chairman. So it's advisable that we have a very competent one because it could even lead to stifled innovation and creativity because directors will be reluctant to be innovative, and then it might create a room for no new opportunity for growth. And lastly, it might lead to reputational damage for the organization.
All right. Now, the code also provides that the chairman of the board should be a NED and not be involved in the day-to-day operations of the company. Let's look at why this prescription is quite ideal.
This prescription is very important and very, very ideal because, like I said earlier on, the primary responsibility of the MD and CEO, according to Section 3.2, is very crucial and we've already seen it that it talks about the it says that it's provide independent oversight and then evaluation and perspective of the company operation and management performance. Then separation of roles will be good for clear distinctions between governance and operational management. Then also, for us to have a better decision making, we need to focus on strategic planning and long-term goals, which is not cut out in the day-to-day issue. So it's always the best thing is it should not be involved in the day-to-day operation of the company, so that it could also focus on stakeholders' interests. And when we talk about stakeholders, we mean the shareholders, the employees, and the customers, because by the time it's independent, it will be able to focus on their interests. So we should always, so the code of conduct has already said it all, it must be a non-executive director and not involved in the day-to-day running of the company.
All right. What advice would you give a chairman of a company or of a corporate entity on how to discharge his role more effectively?
For the chairman of a corporate entity, he has a very vital role for the company to succeed. So he must understand the organization thoroughly. Then it should foster open and transparent communication between the board and management, whereby creating an environment where voices are heard and opinions of others are valued. He must be able to promote active participation of all in decision making. And then in some organizations, not everybody is outspoken. If he's able to promote active participation, even the silent member will be encouraged to speak out because he will be the voice for all. Then he should learn to be impartial and objective. This talks about him being a neutral person, and also he should not encourage favoritism in the organization. Then he should be prepared for risk and challenges, because that's every organization should always have the crisis management strategies, so that if anything happens, they will know what to do. So that is the role of the chairman. So he should always be prepared for it. Then also, as a chairman, he must be able to learn how to manage conflicts of interest among the stakeholders, so that the organization goals can always be paramount and achieved. Then each, as a chairman, should learn to lead by example, both ethically and morally, so that if he's ethically, if he has the moral and ethical standard of operations and his own belief characters, it will be something that everybody will look forward and want to emulate. Then lastly, he should encourage feedback for his own performance. He should give a room in which others can give him feedback, because it will help his own growth. It will help him, it will be like a tool that will actually help him to be able to help in his own, in the development of the organization.
All right. Thank you so much, Mrs. ABISOYE FADAHUNSI, FCIS, Vice Chairman, Abuja Chapter of ICSAN. Thank you for joining us on Corporate Governance Platform this morning. Okay, network issues right there. Okay, Mr. Ketefe, does ICSAN have specialized training preparing professionals for the role of chairman and other members of the board of companies?
Thank you very much, Fume, for that question. That's a very good question. The answer straightforward is yes. So apart from the numerous programs that the Institute has, which examine diverse themes on corporate governance, including the topic we are treating, the role of the chairman, this kind of program equip the participant with knowledge on how to be a successful chairman, a successful MD, CEO, or any other director for that matter. Apart from this, the Institute also has a very vibrant training department that churns out numerous courses on the subject matter annually. If you look at the calendar of our training department, you will surely see many trainings that are specifically designed to boost the capacity of participants and to impact them with the skills that are necessary to run a company, and either in the capacity of a chairman, managing director, CEO, executive director, non-executive director, so and so on and so forth. So your question, does ICSAN have specialized training preparing professionals for the role of MD, CEO, chairman of company, can confidently be answered in the affirmative. So ICSAN training, coupled with the consultancy service that is run by the Institute, there are tools of capacity building and knowledge enrichment in all areas of corporate governance. So lastly, for more information on ICSAN training, please call Yinka on 080 6589 7280. 080 6589 7280. Thank you for listening and have a pleasant day.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kadik at FCIS, Head of Research, ICSAN. That's our bit this morning on Corporate Governance Platform, brought to you by the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, ICSAN. We're back again next week, Wednesday, on a fresh edition. I am Funmi Omoburiu. Enjoy the rest of the day.